it helps if I turn on my mic. So there, now my mic is on. So let's start this again. Format for today, I'm moderating the mods. Our 3 mods are here, JJ Japper and Germanicus, and I get it helps if I turn on my mic. So there, now my mic is on. Okay. So let's start this again. There we go. Let me cut that out. Okay, great. It's turnabout because I get to moderate the mods today, and we're going to go through some questions and just talk about the beginning of the station and their general impressions and what that got them into this in the first place and what they think the most important parts of this whole project are. So in a nod to yet another metaverse project, I do want to say what I'm drinking today. I am drinking Constant Comet tea. So there we go. Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing well.
Very good.
Thanks for having us.
Are you drinking anything, Germanicus?
Yeah, I'm drinking tea.
All right, good. What about you, Japper?
I got a cup of H2O.
H2O, yes. Well, we have that on the moon, naturally. So you're probably drinking moon water, right?
Of course.
Aha. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Mr. JJ, what are you up to?
I went with the Dr. Pepper today, so decided to be unhealthy, unlike you guys.
Well, I almost had Diet Coke, but decided to go with the tea. So there we are. So what do you guys do? I mean, what's your title and what do you do? So, hey, Japper, what do you do?
Well, I'm a community manager, moderator, and I'll also take care of the Twitter account. Thoughts about it?
All right. JJ, I just saw somebody run by in the background. I don't know who that is.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, guys, this is a live metaverse, so you may see community members come in and run around and drive. Oh, now they're flying by. Okay, well, back on topic. Hey, JJ, what do you do and what's your title?
Community manager as well, and kind of how we divvy up our responsibilities. I handle a lot of the Discord stuff, just making announcements for everybody that needs something posted and just moderating in there.
Right. Okay, good. Yeah, oh, there goes a Rover by. Okay, Germanicus, I saved you to the end. Same question.
Yeah, I'm also a community manager and moderator. I'm also all 3 of us are pretty heavily involved in helping as you are as well, helping the team come to decisions and conclusions and. Basically, I'm also the axe man when somebody needs to go.
Okay, and we actually have comments come in on YouTube, which is nice. So they didn't have sound, then they only had music, then they had sound. So good, we're good to go with that. All right, I'm going to ask the hard question, which I did not give the moderators any time to think about ahead of time. If you were in an elevator and you had 2 minutes to tell somebody about Carda Station, what would you say to them? Jim, Manicus?
I'd say basically that we are the first, not first out front. When I say first, I mean out front. There is one other project that did have a live metaverse. We're a live multiplayer metaverse on the moon. With structures, rovers, drivability. We have in-game action. We had a racing game and a very competent team and very competent, very competent founders and committed. They always deliver. More so, I find that a lot of the metaverse projects are a lot of smoke and mirrors, promises, and we deliver, and we consistently deliver, and it's worth checking out just for that alone. From an investment perspective, I'd say just from what I know about the team and what I've seen with the team, that whoever is standing in the elevator with me should go and definitely jump into the verse and check out the project on the website and ask other people involved in the project just how solid of a project it is, as opposed to dreams, wishes, and promises. We deliver.
Oh my gosh,
That's
we got
what-
a guest who's crashing and the party. So hello there, guest 2862. Yeah, I was laughing not at you, but because I saw somebody crashing their Rover in the background. So anyway, let me move on here and ask the question. Japper, if you had 2 minutes in an elevator, what would you say about Carda Station?
Well, what got me into Carda Station is the fact that ever since the beginning, I could see the information about the team, which was very different from other metaverses. You could not see any information. At Carda Station, everything was just clear. I could see, read about Eric, what he was doing, where he's coming from, and stuff like that. Same thing about Ralph, those two founders. So that's very cool. And also one more thing I like a lot is that before the big mint, we already could walk in the metaverse, so we could basically look around, see the plots and stuff like that before the mint. That was a huge plus for me, and I think it's really great. You don't see this in other metaverses at all. And yeah, if everybody would hear the AMA with the founders, you could just hear how knowledgeable they are, how passionate about this metaverse they are. So I think these are huge pluses, and they also listen. We had some ideas, and they actually incorporate these ideas. I mean, if we have a good ideas, we had some crazy ideas. They didn't go through.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and also the thing is that we had not many things were working at the time in the beginning, but we already had some events going inside the metaverse, so that's very cool too. And I really like the fact that, like I said before, before they take our money, our ADA, we already have something, so that's great.
Right. What about you, JJ? What would your 2 minute spiel be?
My pitch for the project, I guess, would start with, what do you know about crypto? Then do you like being early to investments and to new things? And then have you heard of Cardano? Do you like decentralization? Do you like low fees? Do you like a fast network? And then do you like space? Do you like the moon? That's what got me into it. Was I actually came, and we might address it later, but came from another space project that's like, wow, this is cool. Like I want to build on the moon. And then as Japper was touching on there goes another rover. The ability to see what you're getting before you put your ADA into it. Right. I really like that the team is less hype and more actual tangible project here. So that's really what drew me in. Just have to ask people, say, hey, do you like being able to build? Do you like being able to help shape the world? Because we're all in an alpha build here, and really our suggestions, especially the three of us being in it so early, all of our suggestions have been incorporated into the world, as have most of the construction crew. So it's one of those things. Do you want to help build a world with us? So that would be my pitch to people.
Okay, well, I'll give mine then. I saw the mint, and I just happened to catch it just a little bit. So I came in and I looked around, and I could walk and I could see the actual plots that I wanted to buy. I could actually walk on them. So it's a live metaverse. They had already proven that they were able to create a metaverse. And then the fact that because I was already designing for another project, the fact that I could actually build on my own plots at some point, which we've already gotten to that point now. That's what finally drew me in. So anytime we mention investment, understand that it's not financial advice. We all have money invested here or ADA invested here, but it's not financial advice. But, if you hear the word investment, just bear that in mind. Oh, there goes an ADA Minion buy. So anyway, boy, they can be distracting in the background. All right. By the way, I hope you guys were very convincing on your 2 minutes, because the elevator would have arrived and they would have had to be enthralled enough to stand there and listen to the rest of your spiel, because you were a little bit over 2 minutes. All right. We sort of touched on this already, but how did you happen to hear about Carda Station in the first place? What thread did you pick up that actually got you here? Germanicus?
Basically, getting into crypto, being frustrated with the fact that cryptocurrency was a matter of just opening up your wallet and looking at it without any kind of control. Then the natural progression there was into NFTs, where you could actually have some control over what you were doing with your ADA or your money, buying, selling, flipping. And then I fell into a few projects that were, excuse me, terrible. And just promises and smoke and mirrors and endless delays, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And I actually took a couple hits and resolved, excuse me, sorry about that, I resolved myself to find a project that I could sit on long term, that I actually found some kind of connection with mentally, physically, and spiritually. However, that, as corny as that sounds, I'm pretty much a big history guy. I'm really into space and the space race history, and I started looking at upcoming Cardano projects. Googled upcoming Cardano projects, upcoming NFT projects on the CNFT chain, and I saw one little tiny blip about Carda Station. Went and checked it out and fell in love with it instantly. The concept of the pioneer / construction NFTs. This was back in November of 2021, and I thought I was quite enamored by the project and what the founders were talking about that they were going to do. I still had no idea, but something inside me said, I really like this. I identify with it. And the more I learned about the project as we approached the Pioneer Mint, I just felt just very, very, it's just a feeling. It's all I can tell you. I felt very, very good about it. And I thought, this is a good place to hang your hat. This is a good long-term place to play. And it just keeps getting better and better. And basically I haven't left.
All right. Well, Japper has ants in his spacesuit, so I'm going to ask him next. How did you find this place?
Well, actually, it has something to do with the rug pool that I've been involved in. It was a Danoverse. Yeah, I minted bunch of Danoverse just like 2 weeks before I found out about Carda Station. And like week later, I found out the project was rug pulled. The Danoverse project was rug pulled. I lost, all my ADA that I invested in, and that's about the time I found out about Carda Station. I can't recall from where, but I joined the Discord. It was about less than 200 people, I believe, on the Discord in Carda Station at that time, and I got into it because I touched on it before. I could read about the team, it was basically a Docs team. Basically, I could see Eric on Twitter, so I checked him out, and plus the super unique concept. It was basically the first moon-based metaverse, and it just speak to me, all their ideas that I saw, and about the construction, and it was like intriguing to me. It was just such a really good idea about the construction NFTs and the metaverse. So that's how it started for me.
Yeah. Okay. JJ, how did you find it?
I got pretty lucky, just one of those shills in another Discord server. I was in Ada Spaceship, my second Cardano NFT project.
Ooh, not even heard about that one.
Somebody in there happened to mention, hey, have you guys heard about this cool space metaverse? So went and checked them out from there. Happened to get in super early, probably, couple hundred people in the Discord maybe. It was before the very first mint last fall. And then, after looking up, kind of as Japper did, looking up the founders and kind of learning more about the project, just one of those things like, hey, want to be a part of this and take my chances on it. Love this space themed stuff, so why not?
Okay, cool. Yeah, like I said, I just found out about it. I don't know. I'd heard some little thread. I was already in another Moon metaverse, but we didn't know when they were ever going to get to a live state. And then I heard about this and could walk the land, so that's why I got in. Germanicus, tell us about that first mint, how that went.
Initially there were you're talking about the Pioneer Mint.
Yes.
So that was 1,000 construction NFTs total. It went really well. I mean, initially we had to. I think that's the one we had to push that back a little bit. As the team was shuffling, getting it together, there was some issues with Discord and scammers coming in. Anyway, blah blah blah. We went back. The construction NFTs originally were. I'm just going to cut to that chase. The construction NFTs were initially 25 ADA each out of 1,000. And what that got you was, different rarities within the NFT, and also each NFT, construction NFT, gave you 40% discount on a plot in the colony. So for every construction NFT you held, you got a 40% discount. For every 2 construction NFTs that you held, you got a free plot, and there was no limit on that. So I jumped in pretty hard. I liked that idea, and once you start, we all know what the minting is like. Minting makes you crazy, and you start to pile in or ape in, however you want to call it. But what was amazing about it was it didn't sell out in a matter of minutes, but it was a consistent. You could watch the counter fall every day that you're in there, and it was a really nice, calm entry into the construction NFTs with the different rarities, and I went back and went back and went back and went back numerous times and just fell in love with them. I thought it was great, and I'm sure all the other guys have stories too. But I thought it went really smooth, and it was a very pleasant way to mint.
Right, but there was some controversy with scammers and stuff.
Yeah, in the beginning. I mean, I don't want to hang up on that too much, because that there were some technical issues that the team was looking at, and during that period, a few disreputable characters came online onto the Discord and were basically pumping out addresses that were scam addresses. A few people got caught. It never happened to me, but I know a few people got caught. But everybody that lost on that on those scammers, the team. This is another thing that really impresses me about the team, and I can go on about how good these people are. The team reached out, and I'm pretty sure that every single person that got scammed was compensated with free NFTs. And that was pretty impressive. It's like I'm going by memory here, so I'm pretty sure that's the way it rolled out. I think it took us about 4 or 5 days to sell it out completely.
Okay.
But that was really impressive for me, was that the way the team behaved, and also at the same time, if we had any questions, there was always, I believe it was at Carda Station was the title, but it was Pete back in those days, and he was just awesome. He helping everybody through things, and the team just really looked out for all the people that got hurt by that.
Okay. Tell us about the first treasure hunt, JJ.
First treasure hunt was pretty great. I think at the height of it, we had 500 individual users on in the world. That was before we could all see each other. So I'd love to see another one now where we can all actually, be bumping each other looking for treasure. But I know that was one that the team definitely underestimated demand on, because I think they were anticipating it going for a few hours, if not a day, and I think it was within 5 or 10 minutes all the treasures were found there. So but again, it just shows the demand for projects like this, or actual activities that you can do with your NFTs in a world, versus just looking at them on pool.pm or whatever. So all in all, it was successful. The world did not crash. Unfortunately, the team did not participate in it since we had some prior knowledge and testing of it. We didn't want to find everything, since there were only, I think, five treasures to be found there. But it was a super smooth process. So like I said, I hope we can do it again, because it was a lot of fun.
Okay. Well, let's play off of that real quick, and let's talk about outside of Carda Station. So what do you see coming up for the exploration portion of this game? Metaverse. JJ.
For exploration, I would love to see, and I know at least amongst us it has been discussed of getting to find things along the way to a potential new colony that may be out there someday. Getting to find way stations, if you will, to recharge your rovers, recharge your astronaut, all sorts of different things that you may stumble upon out in the world. Maybe have events leading up to a new colony discovery, or things like that take us outside, and where we actually have to manage our resources and utilize, for instance, the biofarm or the solar farm, where you're going to need to take some of that stuff with you, and maybe get to use some of that cash we've been earning for that.
So there is an actual chance that you can actually aspire while you're out exploring. So there is a survival mechanism to this game once you leave the colony itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Japper, can you tell us about the oxygen and how the oxygen and the batteries and stuff work inside the colony?
Yeah, so the idea is, once you're inside the colony, you don't need to worry about recharging your rover. You don't need to worry about your oxygen, because you're within the colony, where it's plenty of resources within the colony. But once you step outside the colony, you can try it now. Actually, your oxygen gets depleted within a second.
Yeah, it counts down fast.
Oh yeah. I had one of my domes is like right on the edge, and it's very easy for me to step out and I just die, outside my dome, and I had to reset. So yeah, that's the idea. And with the recharging, the solar farm is still not live as of right now, but it's gonna be a big part of Carda Station. So I'm really looking forward to that, about batteries and recharging and stuff like that. Because, as you know, all the electricity can be done only from the sun. So everything's gonna be solar in Carda Station. Unless
So
we get
far.
bikes and dynamos, and run bikes with the dynamos to charge something. I don't know if that's plausible in the future, but
Right.
So far, it's going to be all solar.
Well, I just want to mention that our race champion, who actually won the time trial at the racing center, is running around the table right now and hopped into his Rover. So he's being a distraction, but he's still a pleasant community member, and we're glad to have him. Ha ha.
Is that Moonshiner?
No, the closed racing center track. So he is our champion.
Yeah,
he's our champion. Well, that leads me right into, you mentioned your dome, so we'll go ahead and talk about building. Hey, JJ, tell me about some of the structures that you've been able to design and actually put into the station, and how difficult it is to actually learn to build a basic structure to put on your land.
I mean, I would say if I can do it, if you can do it and learn to do it in, a couple months like we did, anybody with a computer that's capable of running Blender is more than able to take some time with YouTube and learn to build some stuff. So I kind of, you're a very practical builder, and build actual useful stuff for the moon, and I kind of do more whimsical stuff of like, hey, this is what I'm feeling today. So at one point, built a big McDonald's for up in the Hamptons up there.
Right.
I now have the rainbow plaid ramp up there, the loop-de-loop that I put up there. Built a couple rockets for the project. There's the Falcon Heavy that's at the spaceport now is one that I made in Blender, and then we also have the what is it? The HLS that will hopefully get deployed at some point, but it's been around on a couple plots from time to time. And then of course the MetaJet Lounge was a fun project to work on in collaboration with them to do one of their reveals. So just kind of endless stuff, really. I mean, your plot size and your imagination, and then unfortunately, as you enforce, the triangles are your only limits here. So.
Right, and I guess I didn't introduce myself in the beginning. I am Baggy Pants, and I am the developer advocate, so I oversee the community build. So whatever you submit for your plot, I have to review to make sure that it's in specs. And I also refine the specs to make sure that we have a functioning place that can actually run on a regular recent PC that doesn't overload the browser, because we are running through a browser right now. So if you get a piece of land and you decide that you want to build something on it, then you would come into the CS Compatible Assets channel on our Discord, and we would answer questions there for you and sort of give you some guidance to help you along. But almost all of our builders were all beginners when they started here, and they learn pretty quick. And we correct them a little bit. I didn't even start till December myself. But JJ tends to build the more fantastical structures. He has a skyscraper that I just think is fantastic. But it could be something as simple as building half a hex dome, which is what a lot of Japper does, in addition to some of the other things that he does. So feel free. There, enough promotion from what I do here. How do you see the pace of development right now, Germanicus?
We're just consistently knocking it out of the park consistently. The pace, in particular, is consistent. The team is more focused on delivering not only the roadmap, but small things that come up, small improvements, small upgrades, small additions that come up along the way. So, and as the team grows, the founders are, still staying the course and consistently delivering the goods consistently.
Right. Yeah. In regards to that, I think something that was said earlier about hype is our team is more interested in delivering actual development that is tangible to virtually tangible to the members of the community, rather than spending all the time on hype cycles and concept art. Now, I've seen some wonderful previews from other projects, not to put them down, but I do like being able to actually go in and build and put stuff up. So I see the pace of development is coming on pretty well. What do you say, Jaffer?
Good. Definitely. What they lack in marketing, they make up in development for sure. It's like when the Discord is quiet for like a week, which is kind of long time in NFT world, that's usually means something big is cooking, you know, and here we go, you know, big announcement, you know, after that. So that's kind of what I like. I must admit, I would like to see a little bit more marketing done, but I can't complain. The development is just very cool. They just don't stop. They don't take days off. You know, they keep working. They keep delivering, and it's very cool stuff. Sometimes, I mean, we got right after the multiplayer. You know, they got the Ada Minions released. You know, and they got the jetpacks. You know, released. So we could fly around the Carda Station, and it's just one thing after another. You know, they just grinding all the time. Yeah, I really like that about this project.
Well, we were expecting the Racing Center, but I think the time trial that we got on the Racing Center just blew us away. It was incredible. JJ, how did you feel about the Racing Center?
I loved it. I might be biased because I came in second in the race there. Unfortunately, I did not come in first. One thing that surprised me is since we have incorporated and are still in the process of incorporating Ready Player Me avatars into the verse, when I set my first time on there, at the moment, since I was the only one, I was the leader, and I'm like, oh crap, there's my giant avatar floating over the racetrack, my Ready Player Me avatar.
I remember seeing that.
A couple laps later, it was no longer me, which was an unfortunate occurrence, but you know, so I'll take it though. But you know, that was the first kind of whoa moment of the track. Like, oh, I didn't know they were doing this. You know, just something they threw in there, didn't even tell anybody about. You know, just kind of had to notice it yourself. But you know, just showing how close they are to actually having those you know, incorporated into the verse, because you know, it pulled the one I had on my account page off and put it up there for everybody to see. So
right. All right. Germanicus, what do you see the expansion from the Racing Center? We know multiplayer racing is coming, but what else is in store for the Rovers?
Without letting cats out of the bag.
Meow meow.
Thanks for putting me on the spot. There's a few things in the works that I'll just leave to the end of the stream.
We do have some announced stuff about the garage.
Pardon me?
We do have some announced stuff about the garage.
You know, one thing that we didn't mention about the garage is I'm a big fan of holding the designated plots in the garage and any of the other areas. We're going to be putting up, I don't know if, I just don't know how much I should be saying here. Thanks a lot. A marketplace where we can upgrade the Rovers for racing specifically. So you'll be able to, within limits, upgrade a Rover's performance. So I believe that some of those modules will be available through the garage marketplace, among other things like skins, possibly custom skins. We've been more than just talking about that, and I'm just going to leave the real surprise till the end of the stream, and I'll leave that for you.
Well, thank you for actually creating hype. I appreciate that. And keep people on the line. Yeah, you said
Well,
something, JJ Chapper, you said something about marketing. So yeah, this is part of what we're doing today. This is part of helping with the marketing. So I really thank you guys for being here and being involved today. Let's go ahead and fork over into the whole deed thing in the community area. Not that we're going to go into a lot of depth, because we're going to have a live specifically on that at some point. But let's go ahead and talk about the deed areas and the 20% revenue share. JJ?
Yeah, so there were multiple locations from the very beginning of the project that were planned to be community areas that were going to have a mysterious purpose. You know, when we first were getting into this, we knew we were going to be able to do something with them, but we weren't quite sure what. And they turned out to be the designated area plots where any plot you own in one of those special areas, like the garage or the solar farm or the community center, will generate you 20% income to all the holders of those areas for any events that take place. So like the stadium for concert events, or solar farm if you got to recharge those batteries, or the garage if you need to upgrade your Rover, or buy new Rovers there at some point in the near future. 20% of all those proceeds will be kicked back to all the holders and split evenly based on whatever percentage they hold of the areas. So one of the first actual, I guess, passive income mechanisms, I've seen in a metaverse that is going to be working very soon. So.
Okay, good. So we have 7 areas that are uniquely different from each other that will have different streams of that revenue?
Yep, I believe so.
Yeah, okay. Solar farm, what's the others?
What? Solar, bio, spaceport, central, garage.
Stadium.
Yep, stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Is there one I'm missing, or do we have 6?
Well, I did put them on the spot, so don't judge them too harshly, audience. I didn't give them any notes ahead of time, so I think we're missing one, but I can't remember. It's easy enough to go onto the website and see. There is a mint page on the website because we still have some of the deeds that are available for mint. So just a little plug there for that. There's a question I get all the time that we see in the Discord all the time, and I'm just wondering what your take on it is. What makes one plot more desirable than another plot? Germanicus.
Well, at this point, I'd say for me personally, or just in general.
In general,
really, it comes down to where it's all personal preference. I like being close to the garage area. I have plots near Central. I have plots near Stadium. All over the bio farm, solar farm, and the spaceport. But personally, I like the spaceport garage area in the south, just because of the access to the spaceport and the garage. But pretty much everywhere has the potential to be great, in the sense that once we start seeing more and more and more custom and personal builds going on to the plots, you're going to see what areas are being built up when there's already areas that are already significantly built up, especially since seeing the completely void moon from the beginning, the colony being completely empty from the beginning. But it's just a matter of personal preference, where you think you would like to be, the view that you get from your plots. Road access is always very good for me, even though there is no limiting factor if you're not on a road plot. But for me personally, I like to look at road access. But the Hamptons, up north is another sweet spot, and the crater. It's all good. It's all personal preference, and I think really that once we see the colony really start to build up, that you're going to find where the general membership is really putting in their time to put in the buildings and build up that area.
Yeah.
So everywhere is good.
Yeah.
I should have said that short form.
Yeah. JJ, yeah, there's 6 areas, not 7 areas. So I sort of threw you guys for a loop there. You got them all. And someone's asking in the chat, what is the crater going to be used for? And my suggestion was always turn it into a landfill so we can build on it eventually, but the team has rejected that. So we don't have, the crater will remain with us for the foreseeable future. We talked about building again. You mentioned building. So Japper, can you tell me what a person can put on their plot right now and what we're looking forward to later with the builder tool?
Okay, so right now, without any 3D building knowledge, they have 2 choices. They have the flag, and they have the rotating NFT display that they can just put on their plot real quick through the Carda Station website. All they need is basically the connected wallet with the NFTs in there. You don't need any NFTs for the flag, of course. That's already there. But if you want to display the NFT, you gotta have the NFT in the wallet that you're gonna connect to the Carda Station website. I forgot exactly when, but it should be within a few months. There should be like a builder tools where you'll be able to build, pretty much anything. Right now, if you want anything other than these 2 I mentioned, need like a 3D software like a Blender that we all mods basically learn to work with within a few weeks, and I built out my first pyramid, very simple, just from bricks. It took me hours, and I had my pyramid standing on a plot. So it's actually pretty easy. It's just a little bit of watching YouTube, and you, Baggy Pants, are being very helpful too. I had so many questions. I'm sure you must have been annoyed.
No, I was never annoyed.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah, I mean, there's so much help you guys can get from from Baggy Pants, from JJ, me, and others. For the 3D builds with the Blender software, and it's really easy. It's not too bad. Yeah.
Okay, just a follow-up question on that, Japper. Can people get 3D files from elsewhere and put on their plots without having to design them themselves?
Yeah, but they still need a 3D software because you can download files from the internet. There are websites that have these 3D files, but you still need a Blender to input the downloaded file into, and you need to convert it from like a .blend file. You need to convert it to GLB file, and then you can deploy it to the Carda Station account page on your plot. And you, Baggy Pants, you will just check it, make sure it's in the center. It's gotta be in the center, and it's the scale must be within the limits of that plot, or multiple plots if you have, and stuff like that. Yeah, but like myself, when I was still doing, I couldn't build anything. I didn't have the knowledge. Yeah, I was able to download this couch. I forgot the website, but I was always looking for files like .blend, there were many types of files. So the blend file is the more common and easy to work with. And I just downloaded a couch. I scaled it so it fits on 12 by 12, that one plot. And, you know, I had a nice couch. I remember you, Becky, you didn't like it because it had a lot of triangles.
All right.
So it just, I think you helped me lower the amount of triangles because the Carda Station, the Unity browser works faster when you don't have that many triangles, when you don't have any large files, stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, I just want to add an aside there on the scaling. I do have people submit files and they meet the specs, so I will deploy that to their plot. But after I deploy it to their plot, they go to the plot and they can't find it because it literally is 2 inches big. They never checked the scale of it. The model they got was for 3D printing and not for putting on virtual LAN, so it needed to be scaled up. So just let you guys know that does happen. So always check the scale on your item before you submit it. Okay, we're almost heading toward an hour, so I'm going to give you guys a chance to do closing thoughts. JJ, what's your closing thought for this?
Oh man, why would you start with me on this? Well, so I guess my closing thought is thank you, Baggy, for putting this on. I really like this format, and I think this will be widely popular once we get the team on here, and us crash test dummies aren't the ones doing it here. So, but you know, I'm very hopeful for where this project is going. You know, from the inside info that we get, you know, I mean, there's so much good stuff coming out. You know, and just the Cardano community in general, so many good things happening. You know, I'm just very hopeful that this, amongst a few other of these Cardano metaverse projects, are really going to go to the moon, or I guess you know, we're already here. So
yeah, we're already here. All right. How about you, Germanicus? Closing thoughts?
Yeah. One, I'd like to just throw a plug out there because we talked about a little bit about the designated plots, and I just want to say we've, out of the 2,600 designated areas plots, we've minted 1,900, so there's 700 left, and that if you hold a construction NFT or a regular plot, you will get a discount on the mint. So I just wanted to plug that out there. The only other plug I'd want to make to anybody listening is hold on to your cast. Hold on to your cast tokens because we're building up utility, real true utility. We will have a DEX listing. The cast tokens will be real value at some point here and not too far down the road. So if you do hold cast, keep holding it. It's worth it to hold it, and I'm just amassing as much as I can. And again, like JJ said, thanks for having us on. There's plenty more that we would have to talk about and have to say, but I think for a first run of a live stream, this isn't too bad. And that anybody who's here, you know, you're in good hands. The team itself are all very, very intelligent and capable people. We see a lot that goes on behind the scenes that nobody else does, and the founders, them in particular, are very honest, straight up, helpful. They have our backs because remember, we're not just mods, we're also members, and they have our backs and we have theirs. They're very good people. We are in very good hands in this project, and that's you know, that's pretty much all I got to say. And thanks for listening.
We didn't even get into cast. So buildable land, which was the first mint of land, does pay cast tokens right now 10% a month through December of whatever the land's going to get, and all that's detailed on the website. So you can go there and check that out. And construction crew holders that actually got that first mint of 1,000, their construction crew NFTs also pay cast through the end of December. So, but that's on the website. I'm not going to bother to try to cover that right now. Japper, it's your turn. What's your closing thought?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank the entire team for how good job they're doing. There's like quite a few new team members that I don't remember all of them, so I'm just gonna address. I would like to thank Ralph and Eric for awesome job. Ralph is working behind the scenes as the Carda station is being built out. We're working with other projects. I cannot say their names yet. And the idea is to connect our Carda station with other metaverses, with other projects. That's why we partnered up with Ada Minions, with jetpacks, with MetaJets. We got more partnerships coming up, and that's what I think the whole metaverse should be about. Connecting other metaverses, connecting all the people. So that's the idea. And I would like to see more, the community. I made some builds, and I prefer to make builds not just for me, but I prefer to make them for the community. That's why I made for the jetpack racing course. I made other projects like a little clubhouse, stuff like that. So I think this is great way of getting all of us basically together and have a good time. Enjoy playing with each other. So yeah, that's about all I got.
Well, I will jump in on that and say that as community members and landowners, we have made our own games and shared them with the rest of the community. So jetpack course that Japper made. I did a jump training course, which is irrelevant now because they've changed the metrics on the avatar. But it was fun making it at the time. And Moonshiner's Run, which the contest actually ends tomorrow, I guess. And those were arches that were put around the community, and the team actually donated cast tokens, and our owl guy, I can't remember his name right now, actually donated some as NFTs as prizes. So the team's coming up with great games for us to play. We already have the time trial, we have multiplayer racing coming, we have the big exploration game outside the colony coming. And we do have some scavenger hunts and treasure hunts coming as well. But I just want to say, you can make your own game here. You don't have to deal strictly with what the developers are making, because there is an API coming at some point, which will allow you to make your own game that Carda Station can monitor for winners and such. But that's in the future. I mean, fourth quarter, maybe first quarter next year. I also want to make a plug that we are going to be at CNFTCon. So if you're going to be there in Vegas in October, come by and see us. I mean, you know who I am now. I doxed myself today. So there. Let's cover our sneak peeks while we're at it. And Japper, I'm going to give you a shot at actually going through this. Okay. There we go. Go ahead, Japper.
Right.
Tell us what that is. Oh, wait a minute. Let me do the transition. Sorry. There we go.
I'll give you a little hint first. Oh boy. Just jumped in with my Rover. Alright, so Carda Station will have finally it will be 3 skins.
Yeah, you're cutting out. So let me go ahead and take it.
Yeah, I'm out.
In the original construction crew NFTs, some of them had drops for Rover skins. And depending on the particular type of Rover that was in the NFT, that depends on which skin you're actually going to get airdropped. So this first one is the Cobalt Red Rover skin, which is the most common of the ones being dropped. And then we have the, actually, I got these out of order, but that's okay. This is the Red Dragon Rover skin. Actually has dragons on it. And that one is going to be the most rare of the drop. And then we have this one, which is the Green Viper Rover skin. Now these are going to be airdrops for construction crew members, depending on which rovers showed up on their card. And most cards did not have rovers. So just to let you know that. But if you have a card that has a rover on it, you will get one of these skins if you have it in your wallet at the snapshot. So let me just go through that real quick. Here's the chart that says which rover, if it appears on the NFT, will indicate which skin you're going to be airdropped. So I'll just let that sit there for a moment. Personally, I like the Red Dragon myself, but I don't have a construction NFT for that one. So I'm going to get the Cobalt Red. That's what I'm going to end up with. When we get the most common. And these will have policy IDs, so if someone chooses to resell it on a secondary market, they certainly can do that. Let's go ahead and look at this. I thought I did it. Alrighty. Okay, almost there. Oh, I turned all those off. No wonder you can't see them. There you go.
Want me to grab that for you?
There you go. Got it. Snapshot is going to be at 0000 hour UTC on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. So if you have a construction NFT with a rover on it on secondary market, you want to take it off and put it in through your wallet so that it will be seen in the wallet so you can go ahead and qualify. We are not going to send rover skins to the exchanges. So if it's on the exchange, you're not going to get it. If it's on secondary, you're not going to get it because it's not in your wallet. So just an important reminder there, reminder to tell you guys. Okay, let's see here. Let's go ahead.
And those rovers must have the calls on them, right? It's got the gray, the blue, or rover with rocks.
Right.
Okay. Those are the eligible rovers. Not all rovers will be eligible.
Right.
Yeah.
Just because you have a rover doesn't make it eligible. It has to be one of the types just mentioned. Oh.
Because there was actual rarity within the rovers.
Okay. I'm dealing with OBS at the moment. Anyway, I just wanted to remind you of the mint that's coming up. Oh, the mint that we're in the middle of. Sorry. And I just want to pull this up for you. We are still minting the deeds. We still have some for mint. So just to let you guys know, all the information is on the website on how to mint that. And if you have any additional questions, come on into the Discord and ask the questions. So, and gentlemen, that's it. That's a wrap for me. You got anything else you want to add?
Thanks for having us.
Okay. Well, this will be the end of our first live YouTube live, which I guess that's a double live. So anyway, thanks for joining us today. We'll go ahead and close out now.
Thanks for having us.
Yep. See you later.
Bye.